Alright, hello, my name is Augustine, and today I'm going to be talking about motorcycles and lane splitting. For those of you who don't know what lane splitting is, the California Highway Patrol defines lane splitting as driving a motorcycle that has two wheels in contact with the ground between rows of stopped and moving vehicles in the same lane, including on both divided and undivided streets, roads, and highways. Now, my major claim today is that lane splitting is safer for everyone around the motorcyclist, and it has more positive effects than negative effects. One of those first effects would be safety. Now, this is the biggest concern when it comes to lane splitting and driving in general, is safety. By allowing motorcyclists to lane split, you're creating a cushion between them and other vehicles, therefore creating less accidents. So, a quote that I have from a website titled New Atlas by Laws Blaine, their motorcycle expert, states that by splitting between lanes, riders are able to put a shell of slow or stop traffic around their bikes and protect them. By motorcyclists riding in between lanes, they're able to have that cushion of cars. If someone's not paying attention and they have to slam on their brakes, they're not going to hit a motorcyclist, they're going to hit the car in front of them. Another safety benefit is that motorcyclists are more visible to other drivers while they're lane splitting. Now, I have a good example for this. Everyone in the back of the class, if you guys could look directly in front of you, is it difficult to see the people in the front? Now, if the people in the front were to scoot over towards the middle of the row, would we agree that it would be easier to see them?
Yeah.
My point in case. And the last example for safety is that people are able to pass more safely. Now, when people are more visible, it's a lot safer to pass. You can see them in your mirrors, and if you're actually checking your mirrors every 10 seconds like you should be, there shouldn't be any problem. Another benefit about lane splitting is efficiency. Now, the main people why motorcyclists lane split is to reduce time during their commute. Another quote that I have from the same article says that riders don't wait for stopped cars, and in return, they don't make cars wait for them. The only time a motorcycle holds a car up is when it sits in traffic and acts like another car. By a motorcyclist standing or stopping with traffic, you're just backing up traffic further. By allowing them to ride in between lanes, they're able to just pass by and go about their day while you go about yours. Another benefit of lane splitting that includes efficiency would be miles per gallon. A lot of motorcycles are more efficient than cars in general. I went to different websites and compared various models of motorcycles. For example, Harleys on average get above 40 miles per gallon. Honda and Yamaha, I observed their sport bike models, which usually are worse with fuel, and they still average above 35 miles per gallon. And one of the last efficient benefits of lane splitting is that they're out of your way. If you have a motorcycle sitting in traffic, you're going to be seeing them the entire way of your commute, and you're going to worry about what if I hit them, what if they do something. But if you allow them to pass by you, they're out of your way, they're out of sight, and they're out of mind. Another argument that I have is that there's only one state in the United States of America that allows lane splitting, and that would be California. Up until recently, lane splitting was never legal or illegal. Until late last year, Assembly Bill number 51 was passed, which basically states that it's legal within a certain set of guidelines. And according to that bill, those guidelines would be set by 1, the Department of Motor Vehicles, 2, the Department of Transportation, 3, the Office of Traffic Safety, and 4, a motorcycle organization focused on motorcycle safety. One of those organizations of motorcycle safety would be from the California Highway Patrol's program titled the Motorcyclist Safety Program. Their guidelines include to travel at a speed no more than 10 miles an hour greater than traffic while lane splitting. They advise not to lane split while you're going 30, if traffic is traveling 30 miles an hour or faster. And they also advise to lane split in the left 2 lanes or the 1 and 2 lanes. They also have a 4th and 5th recommendation that goes for every driver, which would be to be aware of your environment and your surroundings, and also be aware of other drivers on the road. It's very important to stay safe when you're driving a car or a motorcycle, and you always have to look around and be ready for anything. And the great example of California having lane splitting legal is that we can look at the statistics. And in a survey done by Thomas Rice, Laura Trozak, and Taryn Edhart of UC Berkeley in May of 2015, they show how much less the accident rates, or they show the percentages of accident rates from lane splitting versus non-lane splitting. They observed 5,969 motorcycle accidents. Of those 5,969, only 997 occurred while lane splitting. That's only 17%. As well as that, they also observed that lane splitting motorcyclists were less likely to suffer from head injury, 9% versus 17%, torso injury, 19% versus 29%, or fatal injury, 1.2% versus 3%. In conclusion, lane splitting is proven to be safer and more efficient than not lane splitting. Thank you.
All right, well, you identified the proposition at the beginning, but it's got multiple parts to it, and that's a little bit problematic. And the second part also has two elements to it, so you want to be careful about that. I think you need a singular term there. There's no preview of what the supporting structure is going to be, so you're going to have to signpost pretty well in the body of the speech. I think the supporting points are the safety, efficiency, and then there was something about statistics. So I think your secondary claims actually need to be labeled a little bit more effectively. It's problematic. Even though you've got a distinct point here, the claims are not always as clear as they should be. And like I said, I think a preview would have helped quite a bit. I think you get a little bit of credibility because you talk about this pretty effectively and you explain some concepts, at least the perspective from motorcycle riders. I do think that you have a couple of interesting things to engage the audience while you're talking. I like the visualization that you had at the one point. I do think, however, there are some assertions that are being made here that are not substantiated by any data, just hypotheticals and what ifs, and I think that that's a little bit problematic. The best place where you had evidence concerned that last point on safety issues, and I'm not exactly sure that the inference that you're making is the correct one of interpreting that information. The classification of the number of accidents that happen while lane splitting doesn't necessarily mean that lane splitting is safer than, it just means that's the percentage that happened in lane splitting. Would there have been an accident if there was no lane splitting? That's the thing that it needs to be examined, and we don't really get that sort of data. So I think you are playing a little off with that last set of statistics and the conclusion that you're drawing from it. I'm not saying that the statistic's wrong. I'm just saying that the inference that you draw from it is probably a little bit problematic. I think the generalizations need to be stronger. There's some good factual data, for instance, about the rules and where they come from and what the policies are. And here's the thing, since California is the one place where it's legal, why don't we have any data comparing other states to California's motorcycle accident rates? I think that would give you a clearer set of data on that last point. All right, thank you.